Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I do give all honor and all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Bahashai, Bahashem, Ikahakwadash. Next, double honors to the other apostles and bishops, great millstone for whom I bear this 1% truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect who are scattered in the four corners of the earth, including the speck of bird. Shalom to the sincere sisters who are listening and learning in silence and keeping the order to the best of their ability. Again, shalom. My brother Posh coming to you with a very brief lesson, a quick hit, so to speak. You know, I was just meditating on, the scriptures, and I was looking at brother's video, and this one particular brother did this count of GMS. Let me see if I can pull him up. Just had him. This is going to be something quick. I came in on his video. What was it? Yeah, it's GMS Austin Sacrifice. All right, and they're live at this moment, I do believe. But anyway, he read this precept in Proverbs. What was it? Proverbs. Let's see if I can pull that proverb up. Proverbs 29 and 18. Let me get it real quick. It's getting rain out here. I'm covered. I'm going to shelter here. So, all right. Oh, willing, this lesson will be edifying. All right. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. See? Let me read it in the NLT. It reads, Proverbs 29 and 18, when people do not accept divine guidance, they run wild. And that's 2/3 of our people. That's why they perish, because they don't have any knowledge, as it says in Hosea. What's that? It's Hosea 4 and 6. Let me get that precept real quick. Because 2/3 of our people don't have the correct knowledge, don't understand truth. They don't know the name of Yahweh Hashem Al-Shai. They are still in these churches, they don't know what's going on. They don't know anything about these prophecies that are taking place. And you have the elect men out here on the highways and byways, and making these electronic epistles every day. Some brothers do it 3 and 4 times a day, But anyway, let me get that precept. Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because their prophets don't have any vision. You see, they're not giving them true guidance, and that's just how it is. When you don't have true guidance, you suffer. The people suffer. They are being destroyed all the day long. You see, and ultimately, when Jacob's trouble gets here, they're not going to have it. They're not going to know what to do. See? It says here in Hosea 4 and 6, it's read, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You see? Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And that's what the Lord is going to do to 2/3 of our people who are rejecting the true prophets, starting with the head men of GMS. And the elder apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone. They're rejecting it. And the local camps of GMS right on down. They are rejecting this knowledge. And therefore the Lord is going to reject them. You see, they want to continue with their own mindset, thinking that they got, they know what's good for them. No. It says here, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You see? Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of Yahweh Hashem Al-Shai power. I will also forget thy children. That's 2/3 of our people. Being forgotten, or it's going to get destroyed, because your priests, your shepherds, your pork chop eating pastors, don't have any real knowledge. They don't have the 100% truth. So let me get this. Man, it's really coming down out here. I might have to end this, but let me see if I can get this real quick. It's all in the Lord's will. Let me go back to Proverbs. Let's go back to Proverbs. I like to use the Bible instead of my phone. Proverbs 29 and I believe it was 18. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish, the people suffer, the people die. As it says here in NLT. Let me get it in NLT. I'm gonna have to move this, y'all. Salaki for this. Salaki. I'm gonna have to move it. Let me see if I. Let me move this real quick. Get it out of the rain. I'm under some shelter, but nonetheless, I want to protect my phone. See? Protect the phone. But I use it. Continue to, do the Lord's work. Let's see. This is a quick hit, of course. Lord willing, it's edifying to you. Sorry for the inconvenience, sorry for the disturbance, but nonetheless, I'm gonna continue on, right? All right, it says here, let me read this again. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. And who's going to be keeping the law? The elect. You see, on this side, the hopeful elect. Starting with the head men of GMS, the elder apostles and bishops, right on down to the local camps, the brothers that, doing this work, striving for the mastery. You see, that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to be keeping, the law to the best of his ability. And therefore, they're the ones that's going to be happy, going to be satisfied with doing this work. I'm going to have to cut it, y'all. Salaki for that. I'm going to have to end it right there. This rain is really coming down. This seems to be a storm. But anyway, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. So, what it is, listen to the service, to listen to the prophets that are out here. What this lesson is really entailing. Stop listening to those pork chop preachers who are telling you lies and telling you that God loves everybody and all that nonsense. All right, until the next one, Salaki. All right, Salaki, to the next one. Shalom.